Hey there, my friends. Derek from B.O.M Socks with another day of B.O.M-BITES, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So it's Thanksgiving week here, B.O.M Socks HQ, and we are hitting up Ether chapter 12 this week, which is a phenomenal chapter. It's like a masterclass on faith. Now, what I want to do is I want to throw back to our episodes in 2020, a time period that tested a lot of people's faith. And what I did is I posed 4 questions to everybody who was listening to or watching these episodes on whatever platform that we had. And they all have to do with faith, hope, trials, miracles, all things that are still very relevant in our day. And I got some amazing responses from so many of you out there. I went back and just watched some of these yesterday, and they were so inspiring to me, so I think they are worth revisiting again. So as we're spending time, and all of you are spending time connecting with family and traditions this week, we're going to throw back to these episodes in 2020 to remind us how faith can grow and how awesome it is. I'd still love to hear your answers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, podcasts, wherever you are watching or listening to this. And you can put those right in the comments section. We are so grateful for your support, not just for our crazy awesome sock business, but for our mission to share the gospel of Jesus Christ one bite at a time. Thank you, my friends, and enjoy this little introduction to Ether chapter 12. So this week of Come Follow Me is kind of a unique group of chapters. This is Ether 12 through 15, but 13 through 15 are honestly, how do I say this properly? They're kind of a dumpster fire. I mean, it's kind of the same little good king, bad king thing in chapters 13 and 14. You get into 15 and there's a lot of there's battles going on. You see the end of the whole Jaredite nation. I mean, you've got this crazy battle. Many of you are familiar with the Battle of Coriantumr and Shiz. All the seminary students love it because the guy's named Shiz and he gets his head cut off, and it's just gruesome. It's very PG-13. You can read it. There's nothing wrong with reading it. It's just, don't be prepared to be edified. What's crazy is in the midst of all of this, okay, you have got, we did 6 through 11 last week. There's some great stuff there. 13 through 15 are kind of crazy. You have got a gem called chapter 12 that's kind of smack dab in the middle of here. And I've always wondered, why did Moroni all of a sudden just call time out and just be like, all right, let me give you one of the best discourses on faith that you will ever read. In fact, if you look at chapter 12, the word faith is mentioned 39 times. When something is mentioned that many times, sorry guys, we're going to pause for a moment and we're going to talk about it. So honestly, and this is where, as I've been thinking about this episode, or I guess this whole week's of episodes, I'm going to spend the whole week in Ether chapter 12. You can read 13 and 14, 15, that's fine. But I'm going to spend the week in chapter 12. And that's kind of hard to do because I don't want to beat it to death as well. But there's enough in here that we could take different ideas about faith this week and really just kind of have our own little week of faith. It's kind of the Hebrews 11 of the Book of Mormon. In the Bible, there's that faith hall of fame in Hebrews 11. Same thing happens right here. Ether 12 is that same equivalent, where you just see all of these instances and all of these examples and varying ideas with regards to faith. And so what I wanted to do, I was trying to think about how to do this so I don't just, like I said, beat the drum of faith every single day, but there's a reason why it is the first principle of the gospel. There's a reason why. And so what I wanted to do with this, and really it's going to involve you guys. It's going to require your participation with this. And I've been getting so many good comments from you guys, whether it's in YouTube or whether it's in Facebook or whether it's from Instagram. There's great comments that are made. And I'd love to have you guys participate even more. So I want to try that with you. So let me show you a little bit of a schedule here. I've actually come up with 4 questions with regards to faith. I went through and I picked what my opinion is as far as the really all-star faith verses in chapter 12. And so I'm putting together a little schedule here. Let me show you what I mean by this. So I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, today is just going to be kind of an introduction to it. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, I have 4 questions that I want to pose to you. Okay, so for Tuesday's episode, which is tomorrow, what I want to focus on is how have you seen faith increase after a trial? And we'll read that verse tomorrow. Ether 12:6 is a phenomenal verse. We could spend some good time here. And so I'm going to rely on you guys to actually kind of ahead of time chime in and just tell me a little bit about how you have seen, and you don't need to go into details about the trial itself. I know trials are very personal, I get that.
but maybe you can give us some insights on how you have seen your faith increase because of a trial that's happened in your life. I'd love to hear that. I think that would be great for all of us to hear. Kind of turn it into rehab to help us all figure out how to navigate through these crazy trials that we're dealing with in our life. Okay, so that is tomorrow's episode. On Wednesday, the question is, how has faith brought you a greater and more excellent hope for the future? What a wonderful message that could be for us in the year 2020. As a lot of people, and as I've worked with teenagers over the years, a lot of them are super scared for the future. They don't know what marriage is going to look like. They don't know what career, missions, all of those things. So Thursday, how can faith make more miracles happen? There's some great verses on miracles. How has faith helped you remove a mountain in your life? So those verses we're going to focus on with that. And again, I want your feedback on those things. I'm giving these to you a day ahead of time so you can think about it. And then on Friday, how has putting faith in the Savior helped make a weak area of your life become stronger? And so that's where we're going to focus this week. The episodes most likely will be pretty short. I don't know. Maybe they'll be long. Depends on how many comments we get. But I want to utilize your comments that you give, because I'm going to let you know a day ahead of time what the question is. And I'd love you guys to chime in on what and how you could help us out with that. So again, the question tomorrow is, how have you seen your faith increase after a trial? So what I'd like you to do today, as you're watching this episode, I want you to go ahead and just type in how you have seen your faith increase after a trial. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize those comments in my episode. Usually, and I'll let you in on a little secret, I usually film all of my BOM-BITES episodes all in one day. I usually do them kind of on the previous Sunday, and we just kind of filter them out. I edit them all out. I even bring in extra ties and watches. You know how that's kind of my thing. But I usually do all those in one day. This week, we're going to take it just kind of one day at a time with this. So I'm going to rely on you guys and your input to be able to help us, because there's some great experiences out there. There's some wonderful teachers out there. Even though you might not consider yourself a teacher of the gospel, there's been some great comments, and your experiences, I think, will bless people's lives. And I'm going to share those with you if that's okay. So, if for some reason you don't want to comment on there, but you want to send me an email, my email is derek@bombsocks.com. You are welcome to just email me there as well and let me know which question you're responding to. So I'm letting you know all the questions ahead of time. If you are watching this, I know a lot of you will watch these the following Sunday, and I'm totally okay with that. How you watch it doesn't matter. I think that you get to study the gospel does. You can feel free to chime in. I'd love to hear how you guys feel about these. But if you're watching this after the fact, you may not necessarily get a chance to participate in it, but that doesn't matter. I would love your participation, but I would also love just being able to help you guys out and helping your faith increase just a little bit more this week. So anyway, my petition to you guys is to help us out this week as we're doing this. I'm going to read the comments, and I'm going to allow you guys to help teach some of these experiences, and we'll just kind of see where it takes us. I have faith that you guys will be able to help me out with this. I appreciate all that you guys do to be able to help these messages get out there. So you guys are wonderful. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thanks wherever you watch these. I appreciate what you guys do. So thanks so much. You guys are awesome. And we will see you tomorrow with that first question about how you've seen your faith increase because of a trial in your life. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day and Godspeed. Bye-bye.